All right. In Paris this morning, President Biden made his first public apology to Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy over the months-long delay in U.S. military aid. Our Ed O'Keefe has been traveling with the president and joins us now from Pointe du Hoc, where President Biden is set to speak a little later on this morning. Ed, good morning.
To President Zelenskyy.
Anne-Marie, good to be with you. This is one of the most breathtaking backdrops a president can visit to speak to the nation and the world, and he will do so later today. You mentioned his meeting with Ukrainian President Zelenskyy a little while ago, announcing another $225 million in U.S. military aid to that war-torn country. He's coming now here to a point that separates Omaha and Utah beaches to speak about his concerns with the future of American democracy.
A day of ceremony marking the service and sacrifice of those who stormed the sands of Normandy.
In their hour of trial, the Allied forces of D-Day did their duty. Now the question for us is, in our hour of trial, will we do ours?
President Biden and First Lady Jill Biden joined French President Emmanuel Macron, the British royal family, and other leaders, including Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelenskyy, who earned a hero's welcome from heroes past.
Oh, you're the savior of the people.
No, you saved Europe.
I pray for you.
And it was Ukraine's war against aggressor Russia where the president was most forceful.
The autocrats of the world are watching closely to see what happens in Ukraine, to see if we let this illegal aggression go unchecked. We cannot let that happen.
Today, President Biden speaks at Pointe du Hoc, home to 100-foot cliffs between Omaha and Utah Beach, scaled 80 years ago this week by Army Rangers to neutralize German artillery.
He's going to talk about the gift that those soldiers gave us and the world and how we have to treasure and cherish that gift going forward and do everything we can to preserve it.
Biden isn't the first American president to speak from the shell-scarred site. 40 years ago, Ronald Reagan touched on similar themes when he honored the boys of Pointe du Hoc.
And democracy is worth dying for because it's the most deeply honorable form of government ever devised by man.
The White House says the president's remarks on the future of democracy are designed to reach the world, but especially Americans back home as the president continues his re-election fight. Expect some implicit references to the ongoing campaign and his likely opponent, former President Donald Trump. The trip is set to continue, Anne-Marie, tomorrow and Sunday. Formal state visit that will include a military parade to the streets of Paris and meetings with President Macron regarding climate change, how to deal with China, and the future of the wars in Gaza and Ukraine.
I want to ask you, I thought it was quite interesting, this public apology. What more can you tell us about President Biden's meeting with Ukraine's President Zelenskyy earlier today, and just how significant it was that he apologized? I find it interesting because he wanted this funding to move forward. It was Congress that was sort of responsible for it. So it was interesting that he would apologize.
And he blamed Congress for that. He said it was conservative lawmakers in Congress who held up the funding over a political disagreement, but that now that the funding is in place, he can continue distributing it. Today is the sixth round of equipment and funding announced since that legislation was passed. It includes air defense interceptors, artillery systems and munitions, armored vehicles, anti-tank weapons, and other equipment and capabilities. Exactly what Zelenskyy needs more of, but Zelenskyy also will likely here push him again for more flexibility in where exactly he can use that equipment or how, where outside Russia perhaps. But the president has made clear, for now at least, the only area you can use U.S.-made or U.S.-provided equipment outside of Ukraine is in the areas of Russia just beyond the besieged city of Kharkiv, which remains a big concern that city could eventually fall. But yes, notable that he made the apology to Zelenskyy's face. He had already said several times since the funding was passed that it was those conservative Republicans to blame for the holdup.
So yesterday, it certainly seemed like the president's remarks were geared towards a world audience, towards world leaders, probably towards Vladimir Putin. Today, it seems like you're sort of indicating that some of this messaging that we're going to hear is actually more for a domestic audience.
It is. And you know, obviously any time a president travels on the world stage, the hope is that people back home see the president as a leader in charge, you know, looking like he belongs in that role. And that's certainly part of what this entire trip helps reinforce, especially with the contrast in recent weeks with the former president. But the fact that it's going to focus on his long-standing concern about the future of democracy in its struggle with autocracies around the world, that he wants to talk more specifically about what is happening in the United States is telling. But he's coming here, again, to this incredible spot, Pointe du Hoc. That large monument there denotes or memorializes the Army Rangers who had to use essentially what amount to
ballots or
cleaves that just helped them up these, that came up these 100-foot cliffs to take out German artillery. And you can see here, you can't see it right off camera, but there are inundations throughout the landscape here that are not natural. They're man-made. They're the remainder of the bomb blasts that went off to destroy that German equipment. And so it's a striking spot. And it's an example of the ultimate American sacrifice made not only for Europe, but to sustain American power around the world. So by making these comments as expected later this morning from here, the president hoping to deliver a pretty forceful message, both in words and in place.
All right, Ed O'Keefe, thank you.